Get on the same page as your partner or partners. Couldn't really have done it without them. Whatever you think about your partner now, they did make a contribution, and it's better to focus on the good over the bad. While every situation is a little different, some long-term business relationships are better than others. But then comes the time to end this, call it a marriage of sorts, and move into the next phase of your lives. In some family businesses, you have family as partners. I know, who would have thought? If you think non-related partners are potentially a field of landmines, try family as partners. Now add to this a layer of family partners who do not or never have worked in the company. In fact, make zero contribution, and I kid you not, will have as much to say about selling as their shares will allow, and often much more. The key to a pleasant family partner selling experience is to find out their expectations early and to be very patient when it comes to explaining the real world to them. They may not be involved in the family business, and that means a layer of explanation in terms of how the business operates, who gets what money when you sell, how non-family staff and advisors fit into the equation, etc. They may never have been in business or run a company before, and that means some basic education about business. Where possible, consider which is better. You explain it, have another family member explain it, or have some non-family member do it. Unfortunately, you want to sell and your partner doesn't, or it's the other way around. Doesn't really matter. What's important is you have a somewhat difficult sea to navigate. This is going to be unlike any other business decision you and your partner have ever had to make before. You want to maintain your friendship, but business is business, and you have your family to think about. Not to mention your responsibility to loyal employees, vendors, and the many customers you've served and have supported you over the years. So, do you go it alone, plan to work the transition out between yourselves and risk the business, your relationship, and perhaps your future well-being? Or do you bring in experienced experts to help steer the ship so you both get to your respective destinations with minimal disruption to your business and your personal lives? It's really up to you and your partner. Ask a few friends who have gone through this. Read a few books on the subject. In the end, it doesn't really matter how much you read or what your friends say. If you don't have the right team to help plan and execute, it's all just interesting reading and conversation. You need to be on the same page as your business partner. Sound familiar? This is very much like the situation with your spouse, and the same thinking applies, so I will repeat myself a little bit from earlier on in the course. We're so busy running our businesses often we don't make the time to find out if we're still on the same page as our partner. Decisions made today will absolutely impact our collective future. Let's look at your partners. Usually when I ask an owner if they know how their partner would like to spend the next 5, 10, or 15 years, they look at me like I'm nuts. And then there is that moment of realization, and the answer becomes, well, not really. Or we've been meaning to have that conversation, but just haven't got around to it. So here is what I suggest. Today, leave the office and go out for lunch or dinner with your partner or partners. Then ask how they want to spend the next 15 years. This is not about you, so do not offer up your plans. The first part of the conversation is only about your partners. Listen, and listen some more. Once they're finished, clarify their thoughts so you're all clear. Now add your own plans into the conversation. You did it when you first started working with each other. And yes, of course, you had and have challenges, but you're still together. Naturally, the first question will likely be, do they want to stay? What is their timing to exit? Followed by, what is the value of the company? You need the help of professionals to answer the value question. So here are some questions as part of the lesson exercise. Questions for both or all of you to answer. Do you want to stay or exit? What is your timing to exit? If you stay, how long are you thinking? What role do you see yourself playing in running the business? What is the value of the company? Again, you need the help of professionals to answer this question properly. How much money do you need to go? And would you stay on with new owners, and for how long? Fill in whatever other questions you want, but I think this is a pretty good start in both you and your partner or partners all getting on the same page. Good luck.